Good morning, my viewers. Good morning, Eastern Youth Network. Good morning, fellow Nigerian youths. Good morning, wherever you are watching us from. For a long time now, we have not come online or on the media with our formal teachings as usual while the Eastern Youth Network was organized. Due to the recent development on the restoration of the throne of Nsiri Muhammad's autonomous community, I have been engaged with several duties and responsibilities towards achieving this goal. For that reason, it has deprived me my time to come online to continue our cultural and religious heritage teachings, as we have taken it upon ourselves to be called a duty. So we are resuming again, or I am resuming again with the teachings. And remember, Eastern Youth Network is guided on principles. We have discussed more on our cultural heritage. We have discussed more on our traditional heritage. We have discussed more on religious heritage. And today we have gone into discussing our liberty in religious, our liberty and our equality and our justice, our right to security, our right to entrepreneurial liberalization, our right to leadership decisiveness. So we have entered the second phase of our teachings, which has to do with liberty. Forgive me, those of you who are expecting replies over some certain questions you asked concerning our teachings, which you have watched also on YouTube through our channel. I want you to know that all those questions you asked, those that asked about Obanje, I will take my time. Why I delayed is there was no practical example to show. As at that time, the practical example did not respond so that we can use him to make the teaching. But I think recently I have gotten a beep of message for whom we want to use as a practical example of the Obanje lesson has finally responded. So I am going to institute the, let's say, more in our previous discussions and forthcoming discussions. I will elaborate more on that Obanje. So please be patient. We are gathering more information so that we want to be more assertive and direct if we are making the presentations with proofs, so that when you go and confirm it, tell that that is exactly what killed this person, because this Obanje can be dangerous. But that is not the topic of today. The topic of today is our leadership decisiveness. Leadership decisiveness. Leadership decisiveness. And the person we want to use as a case study in this leadership decisiveness, its characters, its expectations will be the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He will be our exemplary figure in this leadership decisiveness teachings of today. And then we can now compare and contrast if actually he merits being a leader. In my own opinion, I would say he does merit being a leader. Okay, let us move down to the topic proper. I want us to look into the characteristics of a leader who is decisive. Characteristics of a leader who hope to accomplish better for his people and not for his selfish interests. We'll also look at around the body of a decisive leader. What are the if I'm your leader, if someone comes up to be a leader, if someone comes up as a politician whom we are going to elect into office, if we don't consider these principles as we are going to discuss today, you are one, seizing your confidence and your right to speech, because you will end up electing a leader without clarity of purpose. Do you understand? Now, in the process, because election is coming again, we have seen what we are into, the mess that we are into, because we did not look into these characteristics and as well as the body of a leader as being discussed, or as we are going to discuss it now, or as we know. These things are not oriented principle around us. So we continue to make mistake, continually making the same mistake over and over and over and over again, making it impossible to see that we succeed in the process of fulfilling our rights of objectives. Now, how do I make my right of objectives? It's raining anyway. Shortly, the noise will go down and we will be able to hear ourselves very clear. Leadership decisiveness. The issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, that figure is what we are going to use today to analyze and look into his decisive principles, and look into his decisive abilities, and look into his decisive leadership in IPO, and then characterize it to the expected Biafra liberalization leadership. How do I know? Before Nnamdi Kanu began the process of the leadership of indigenous people of Biafra, he gathered all relevant information. He gathered all relevant information that will lead him through achieving the objective of restoring the independent state of Biafra. A lot of attempt has been made by Wazirike and co, but they lack these decisive leadership principles. That is why they fail. It looks as if they denied their objective. It looks as if they denied the quest. It looks as if they denied what they have been called to do. It looks as if they are not being taken serious. But Nnamdi Kanu came with these principles made manifest in him, and he achieved the goal of independent state of Biafra. Today, you might not see a government visible running, but I want to assure you that Biafra is here. I want to assure you that, because it's looming around. So this information that Nnamdi Kanu was able to gather, this relevant information is gathered, is what placed the British government in doubt of their further success in Nigeria. That was why the British government orchestrated the plot of his kidnapping with ex-president of the United States called President Obama. That was when the Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. President Obama and King Charles plotted this whole information of kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you one thing. The informations I want to chip in little here that qualifies a leader with decisive interests is the information he gathered about President Obama, that he's a corrupt leader, that he's a corrupt president. And he was able to give information about his corruptible abilities. Today, President Donald Trump has confirmed that Obama was corrupt. And he also pointed out that Obama sponsored the removal of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan from office as Mr. President. That is to say, Obama is sponsoring the herdsmen attack and the Chibok girls adoption were all orchestrated plan. Those things were not an incident that took place. These were planned against the government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Relevant information. He also explained to us how Tinubu would come in to be a president, and that will be the worst president ever we will have. That will be the most terrible president ever we will have in Nigeria. And then the Kanu brought this information further and gave to us. For the sake of these informations and that he has revealed or he has given unto us in the media, this plotted his assassination. I'm not saying this for favor's sake. If you have been following us from the beginning, when I told you something after my proclamation, Nnamdi Kanu was brought to Nigeria. Remember, I follow us. You know that he has been the lead of our discussion from the onset. Now, he weighed the options. He is a man, Nnamdi Kanu is a man that weighs options before he takes action. That is a quality of a decisive leader. He weighs the options. And he told us, he made it clear that they will sought to kill him, but they will fail. That no amount of bid can be given to him for him to drop the agitation of the state of Biafra. He has weighed all the options. So, don't think that the intimidation Nnamdi Kanu is passing through today, that he is not aware of it. He is aware. It has been revealed to him. He knew that this is going to happen. And he weighed all these options and also pronounced them in his messages that this is what is going to be. Today, Kenya government cannot deny the fact that a diplomat was kidnapped in their country without due process and was whisked away to another country. It can happen to anybody. So don't say Nnamdi Kanu because he's an Igbo man, who cares? No, it will happen to you. Remember this period of time, Nnamdi Kanu also hinted us of this state of emergency that's happening today in Rivers State. How Tinubu is going to orchestrate these informations. Remember, he also hinted us the information of the assassination of Igbo people at Obibo. How much was paid to then governor of Rivers State, Onyesowike. He gathered all these information and weighed the options before proclaiming them. And he knew, not just weighing the options in ignorance, he weighed the options and explained in its explicit confidence that this is what is going to happen. So the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra is indeed the leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Now let us look at another point of his body strategic oration that confirms him a decisive leader. Make timely decision effectively. He makes timely decision effectively. A decision that is with pressure. A decision that is without hope. He was able to decide timely within a very short frame of time. Let us look at the case of Binta Nyako and Nnamdi Kanu in the court. He timely decided that Binta Nyako is recused from his case. And he maintained that decision. And it was an effective one. Even though when the judiciary has on their normal wig of intimidation hung over him, he still maintained that timely, decisive decision effectively that Binta Nyako is recused and is recused. Now, the justice system of the Federation has begun to assign another judge. Don't they know it was the right thing before? So if Nnamdi Kanu had lacked the knowledge, this is how they will elude him. And the wrong thing will be done in Nigeria. Make timely decisions effectively. So on that note, Nnamdi Kanu made a timelier decision effectively to ensure that his rights of legal hearing is adhered to. Now, he has also made another step that no court in Nigeria has a right to try him. The allegation before him, he admitted that he committed that allegation in a foreign land, not in Nigerian soil. So if he should be tried, he should be in that land. Does it mean that our justice system doesn't know all these things? Or do they know and still want to intimidate the young man into going into trial? Does it mean that the sons in this country, they are sons for nothing? They don't even understand what the law is saying. Or is it because they are being paid to do what they are doing? This is what we don't understand, and it's what we don't know. And these things are things we need to understand, and we need to know. Does it mean that the Nigerian government know the law and intentionally want to disobey the law, or they are ignorant of the law? Make timelier decision effectively. It is difficult for the government of Nigeria to make a decisive decision that is effective on Nnamdi Kanu for how many years? Does it mean that all the ministers and the Executive Council are all illiterate? They don't know their left and right. But those are the kind of leaders we have. They don't have those qualities. That is where Nigeria is buried. That is where Nigeria cannot go forward. That is where Nigeria cannot be better. Anybody telling you that Nigeria will be better is a lie. Nigeria cannot function. It cannot function because we are not paying attention to the ingredients or those potos that makes the living or a governance valuable. Take calculative risk. Taking a calculated risk. The risk of taking Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria was not effectively calculated. So if a nation took a risk that is not calculated properly, does that qualify that nation a nation to exist? Nigerian government never implemented this principle of taking a calculated risk in whisking Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. That calculated risk will have been involved the judiciary of Kenya. Maybe they said they gave him overnight judgment. But let us come to the case of Nnamdi Kanu. We have looked into the body, the intelligence, and associated principles that you can find from a leader who is decisive. Now let's look into the characteristics. What are the characteristics of this decisive leadership? Then when we finish this video today, you now compare it with that of your leaders, ranging from the criminals that call themselves military down to this day. They are all criminals. They keep looting. All they come to do is to loot. They don't have you and I in their agenda. So if I have my way there, I still go and loot because there's no agenda than to loot. So what are we saying? Number one is confidence. A characteristics of a leader is confidence. Even at the face of death, confidence. Nnamdi Kanu showcased that confidence as a leader in the courtroom. Let us look at the drama of the media to be what the media carries. Anybody can have his time to speak as they like. Let us look at it as freedom of speech in the media. But now, let us look at it in the courtroom. He challenged the government of Nigeria. He challenged the judiciary. He even challenged the applications, and he was correct. He was confident in that assertive languages he used. And lo and behold, he was saying the right thing. He has made government of Nigeria fools. And in fact, I don't know how to classify where he put Nigerian government. He has useless government. Nnamdi Kanu single-handedly have useless Nigerian government. Our government system is rubbish. It's terrible to behold. Number two, clarity of purpose. Very clear. Nnamdi Kanu purpose was very, very clear. He's not asking for a well. He did not ask you for gold and silver. Nnamdi Kanu is not running bandits that will go and be mining minerals for him or taking oil for him to make him rich. Just like Asre Dokubotom, Polo, whatever name you call them. Then you go to the north, the military generals are there looting our resources to make themselves rich. But Nnamdi Kanu never did that. Nnamdi Kanu did not form ESN to use them as bandits to threaten government, but to protect our land against these criminals that call themselves government officials, infiltrating and stealing from our land. He never did for his own selfish interest. He's over there in London having a very good life. But he's also interested in protecting his people in his village, in his hometown, in his community, in his country. He did not form them to be collecting money from anybody, but protect the land. The way he fund supporting this ESN, nobody knew. A leader. Clarity of purpose. He was clear that what he wants is Biafra. He was clear in his principles. He was clear that he doesn't need your money. That even though you give him the whole world, that is not what he wants. What he wants is his freedom. He was very, very clear. He was not a seek and hide person. Go here, court, come out here, as who caught that in there. Whereby now you caught him. No, Nnamdi Kanu is not in that direction. He was not a politician. He was not seeking for the political office. He's on my people. Give them the life my people required. And again, my people, the Igbo people, all intimidation you have been giving them, it will stop. Na me, it will stop them. Na me, it will stop from my own era. It no go happen again. What a blessed soul. What a precious gem. And he told them in their court that intimidation of Igbo man ends with him. And that is period. It ends with him. And he has said it. And I've also told you that you don't have judicial responsibility to try him. So why are you still holding him? Why don't you, Kukuma, find a treaty? We call it take calculated risk. Why can't Nigeria take a calculated risk and return him where they brought him and compensate him? And also give him his Biafra. Finish. That is what we are looking for. Because this young man has proved himself. He was very clear. He never one day asked you for anything other than the freedom of his people. Now, let's look at our third principle or characteristics. Strong analytical skills. Nnamdi Kanu possessed a very strong analytical skills to analyze anything in whatsoever direction that you want him to analyze it. That is what qualifies him the leader. I am not an IPOB man, but I'm a Biafran. So anywhere I see Nnamdi Kanu, I see him as a leader. Not just for IPOB, a leader. He is a leader. I am proud of him, even though he's my brother. He's from my state. I'm from Umuahia. I honor him, not because of IPOB, but because of his strong analytical skill that he possesses. Right from the quest of his mission, he has analyzed it with all the skill you can think of, and he has never been won on any debate concerning his mission. What has he done that he is being castrated? Because he said the truth. So if the man who said the truth is being incarcerated, that is to say, the system is evil. The world is evil. So I don't have friends. We don't have friends. You will say, I'm an American citizen. I'm a British citizen. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. He's a citizen. What treatment are they giving him today? When it is time to prove his own right to citizenship, is British not keeping silent? Woe unto you who believe that you're a British citizen and forget your land. To affirm your citizenship in your land and claim your right. You run to America, you run to London, you run to Europe. All you want to go and do is to go and be citizen in Europe. Shame unto you. Woe. The Bible says a profound woe unto you. You will still be running back soon to come and look for citizenship in Biafra land. That time you understand that it is good to proclaim citizenship of your place, not for another person. Because when the time comes, that right of citizenship will be denied from you. Just as Nnamdi Kanu today, the British have denied him his right of citizenship. Have they not heard that he is in Nigeria detained? Is British Parliament, have they not heard that Nnamdi Kanu, their citizen, is held? Hold one British man here now for 2 days and see if the Parliament will not start shouting from there. Is it because he's a black man? Is it because he's an Igbo man? So let's look at the last excuse me, of it all on characteristics of decisive leadership. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. Look at his emotions. Let's look at one of the emotional intelligence. Let me use an analysis. A son came to apologize for Nnamdi Kanu emotions. Nnamdi Kanu told them, no, don't apologize for me. I am right. My emotions, I have right to express them. If you fail to do the right thing. Emotional intelligence. He was able to fuse in and dismantle the cartel of a whole government against him. He single-handedly fused in and dismantled it. Emotional intelligence. How Binta Nyako husband is standing trial with the son. I know that Nnamdi Kanu is a leader indeed. He possesses the characteristics and the qualities of a leader. And I want to assure you that mobs may combine, armies may assemble, colonies may defame, but Nnamdi Kanu will come out victoriously, independently and nobly with the proclamation of the state of Biafra. It is my wish and it is my decree, and so shall it be, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. So it is. Amen.